Well, greetings. I'm Dan Smith. I'm a professor of marketing and the former dean of the Kelley School. Thanks for joining us today. I've been at Kelley about 25 years. And one of the things over this wonderful run that I've had here is the pleasure to meet with and talk to so many of our alumni. And it's great because they keep in touch with the faculty. And it's interesting, when I talk to my faculty colleagues, we all sort of converged on how wonderful it is that our alums and our graduates keep in touch, but also the questions that they ask often are not related to business problems. They're not asking about pricing or financing or how to work with venture capital. We get those sometimes, but more often than not, our alumni ask us about career management questions. And we thought about this for a while, and I've worked with some of our staff in the MBA programs office, and we agreed that, while faculty can offer some guidance, wouldn't it be great to capture kind of the here's how by who's who of our rising star alumni that are out in the world, that are living in the world every day and dealing with the career management issues that so many of our students just want to talk about and want to get their perspectives on. And so with that in mind, we created kind of a video series, loosely just titled Insights from Experience. And we'll be doing several of these videos. But today I'm joined by one of our wonderful, wonderful graduates, Tatiana Quaife. And Tatiana, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Dan. It's a pleasure.
Oh, it's just wonderful to see you again. But Tatiana, why don't we start with just a little background on, kind of your career progression since Kelley, and even bring in some of the family stuff, since this also comes up so much, is how do you balance career and family, and how do you survive, and how do you do it? Please share us with a little bit your background.
Yeah, absolutely. So to share a little bit about me, and I'll go even beyond earlier than that, but I am originally from São Paulo, Brazil. I grew up there and actually moved to the US to go to college and stayed. So I'm very fortunate that I have 2 Indiana University degrees, like an undergrad and an MBA. Got to double down on my my IU degrees. And what I sometimes people don't know this from looking at my LinkedIn profile or whatever, is what I like to call my origin story, which is that since I was a little girl, I don't know why then, because I think kids have way more exciting dreams than what I had. But my dream was to be an executive at a big company. I have no idea where I got that from. Kids want to be firefighters and astronauts. My daughter is 9 and she wants to be a movie director one day, which I think it's brilliant and super cool. But that was my dream. And the most incredible thing is that even though I would say Brazil is a patriarchal country, my dad believed in me and he thought the world was going to be led by females one day. And he told me I could be and do anything I wanted to. And in many ways, he started to coach me up from like a young age to like step into, my full sort of leadership potential, if you will. And that journey started when I was young. I was still a kid, and we would read together, talk about business issues together. And I remember every time in a Brazilian magazine, there would be like an interview or a feature about a woman that was just totally crushing. He would cut it, like show it to me, just so I could see, that I could be that too. And that's actually why I decided to come to the US to go to college, because I thought that was going to give me a better education and just open up more doors, which it did. It was very hard to move to a completely different country by myself. Sure. English is not my first language, so I remember taking accounting classes and thinking that was like Greek. I had like no idea.
Yeah, it's that way for everybody.
Right? I know. I tried to tell myself that. But, it was incredible experience, a lot of growth that came from that. My first job out of undergrad was actually not what I wanted to do. And I shared that too, because sometimes, we don't get the job that we kind of wanted from a career standpoint. And I've learned that every experience like builds and adds to our journey, and sometimes in ways that we don't even know or realize. But my first job was in supply chain, in purchasing in a manufacturing company nearby Bloomington, Cummins, I learned a lot as a young, professional, but very quickly I learned like that's not what I wanted to do. And I remember reaching back out to Kelley, like, I need to get in the MBA program. I need to pivot. And that's actually how I met John Lee. And she was just like, I don't know, a guardian angel, I guess, that came to help me through some really significant career changes that I wanted to go through, going from a manufacturing company. I wanted to go into consumer packaged goods, from purchasing into brand management. So it was like a complete, really complete pivot. And I'm so grateful for, my time at Kelley. Like, I don't know that so many doors would have opened for me had I not had that experience. And I was very fortunate and interned between my first and second years at Procter & Gamble. Had a great time there, and then joined full time. I was at P&G for 6 years, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. And I often joke that it was like continued education for 6 years, because
they're known for that.
Yeah, they're absolutely known for that. And I believe like the foundation that I have from a marketing and leadership standpoint is from that time. They trained so much. So sometimes I'm like, can we also have time to do our jobs? But it was incredible to learn from some of the brightest minds out there and just amazing people. I'm forever grateful for that experience. But after a while, I realized like, okay, I like what I do, and I'm getting good at this. But I was selling laundry detergent. I'm not naturally passionate about soap. And I wanted to, work at a company and a brand that I was more passionate about. I grew up loving everything Disney, going to Walt Disney World as a little kid. But when my daughter turned 3, we flew in from Cincinnati to Florida to celebrate her birthday. And my parents came in from Brazil. It was like this great trip. And when I saw Disney through her eyes, I'm like, that's it. I want to work at Disney.
It does that to people.
Yeah. I didn't really know anybody, though, that worked at Disney. So I went on LinkedIn and just networked my way into the company, is what I like to say. Just built relationships, and eventually a great role opened up that was a good fit for me. I joined Disney. I was there for 6 years. First, worked on Disney Cruise Line in Florida. For a couple of years, I had never cruised before, like had no idea about the business or anything, but just learned things, fairly quickly, right. and really enjoy my time there. And then growth opportunity came up to move to California. I work at Disneyland. So I moved to California. It's where I am now. And worked at Disneyland for 4 years, the OG of Disney parks. And it was awesome.
That's
worked on
great.
Some new lands opening, like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Avengers Campus. I had so many like pinch me moments. And again, super grateful for that experience. The last year and a half with COVID was insanely hard. Disneyland was closed completely for more than a year. I was very grateful to continue to work during that time, but my entire team was furloughed a couple times. So it was hard as a human, as a leader, as, just a person myself going through all of that. And I'd say I learned and grew a lot during that time. But as we were getting ready to reopen and was able to bring my team back, I realized I was ready for a different chapter and a different experience. And that's why I left Disney and joined Airbnb a little over 2 months ago. So still fairly new, focused on the Americas. So includes both North America and Latin America, which is so exciting to, be reconnected, I guess, with my roots in Brazil. And it's been an amazing experience already. I live in Southern California with my husband, who I met in undergrad. So we've been together for a long time, and our daughter, who's 9 and is at school right now. And my dog, who I warned may bark at any moment with like any Amazon delivery packages.
That'll speak to a lot of our listeners, I'm sure.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about me and my story.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's tremendous. And I had to smile when you commented about accounting being Greek. It really it's a different language. There's no matter what your home language is normally, that's always different. But Tatiana, thanks for that background. It really helps put everything in perspective. And again, we're so proud of all you're doing.